Hello and welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. Today we'll be previewing FPL Game Week 31, and we'll talk a bit about Game Week 30 as well. And I have with me my brother Yusuf Ismail. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
Yeah, I just want to take this opportunity and thank Mohamed Salah for returning. I stuck with him from the beginning of the season till now, and finally he scored a goal. He could have had two. Should have scored a hat trick to repay us, but I think he's shown that like he's still got it. He's still scoring the goals, and it's man, if you don't have him, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it's like if you did have him, like the kudos for having that much patience. And yeah, I think some big hitters today. The original this week, the original big hitters: Kane, Salah, Bruno assist. But like yeah, a lot of people contributing this week.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Jota is also someone
Oh
who's come
yeah,
back strong, and
super sub.
people have been eyeing him to come into the team recently, and he's delivered on that. So, like you said, Liverpool had a resounding comeback. We don't know how long it'll last. Hopefully, they continue this form and the run-in is good. So it's a good sign. So Liverpool definitely on the rise. So I agree with you. Bruno, I think, is consistent. He may have an assist this week, but maybe next week he'll have a goal. Kane, like you said, performing well. And this week was an interesting week because we had Chelsea who were like hyped up for weeks about like having the best defense and like, oh my God, you triple up on City defense, on Chelsea defense, sorry. And they conceded 5 against West Brom.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
they
mean,
went 10 men down. That's fine. But still, 5 goals against West Brom. It's like, so this week was kind of, how do I put it? It's proof that nothing is certain in FPL.
yeah, I mean, like it was a reality check for us. Like I was advocating for maybe a triple defense in Chelsea, but it shows that like one mistake here and there, and the whole game can change, and that too against West Brom. I was so confident they're going to keep a clean sheet because of the recent pass and the way they're defending, but they conceded 5. So it shows, yeah, like you can do all the research and everything, but sometimes it's just it just doesn't go your way, or like luck favors you. Pereira, I had him in my team for a long time, but I didn't have him for this game because I didn't think he's gonna score. Like you didn't expect him to. He got 21 points. If you captained him, 44 points, 43 points. So who would?
I'm sure there's one person who's triple captain, also one
Yeah, but who
person.
would have thought to like against Chelsea, the best defense to keep Pereira in your team? So I think that's the beauty of FPL. Like and
Yeah.
this Premier League season is so unpredictable, and I think that makes FPL even more exciting. And like it's difficult. You get more options now, so you don't have to. If you don't have your main players like the Salah and the Bruno, you can still do well with other differential picks. So differential picks are very important, as what I feel. And yeah, I think Pereira did brilliant for West Brom. And Lingard again, this guy is becoming
He's
an
not
FPL.
stopping.
Yeah, he's becoming an FPL legend. Might be too soon, but it's been like a couple of months now since he's been in West Ham, and he's just not stopping, scoring goals, assists. Again, a goal and an assist. So he can be a good captaincy pick in the future as well. But
Keeps it up, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
City, we saw that rotation. We talked about it, and we warned ourselves like this will happen, and we saw that they did rotate. Laporte started. I think the likes of Stones didn't start. They rested a few.
Gundogan didn't play.
Gundogan didn't play either. So yeah, I think.
Cancelo didn't play either.
Yeah, so City rotation, you have to keep an eye on that because the Champions League again this week. They're going to play Leeds, so there's plenty of goals in that game. But I think you have to watch out who you're going to pick because taking the Champions League into consideration. And yeah, I think Gundogan and Bale, I might have to move them out of my team because not starting consistently enough, and that's a problem. You need consistent starters like Lingard. I have Lingard, but like Bale, I think I thought he was going to start and he would have produced goals against Newcastle, I felt, but he didn't start. So it's I think time to move on from Bale.
Do you think then if would you still go for a straight swap with Son? Or would you personally move away from Spurs and just keep Harry Kane as your Spurs option?
Yeah, I might move away and look at maybe Arsenal have some good fixtures, even though they're inconsistent, or maybe even go Rafinha because I don't have him in my team. Okay. So I might just go that way because.
Breaking news for Arsenal for this episode is that Tierney is out for 4 to 6 weeks apparently.
Yeah, Tierney's out for 6 weeks.
That's a big blow for FPL managers who really brought him in. I think he was like a hot pick for FPL managers in the recent weeks. And
yeah, but I don't know why, because I mean he's an amazing player, but like Arsenal haven't kept clean sheets consistently. So you have to look at the overall team.
People keep picking him though. Everyone's like, yeah, pick pick Tierney. Yeah, Tierney's a good pick.
I think
I'm
because
just
he
saying for
can
that.
provide going forward, but if he's not going to get you consistent clean sheets, then there's no point,
Yeah.
Individually is an amazing player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, picking Tierney in your team with Arsenal's defensive record, I don't think is the greatest idea. But yeah, he is out, so you'll have to look elsewhere. Even West Ham defensive assets like Cresswell, kind of dodgy these days. They're conceding like
Last 2
three
weeks.
goals. Yeah. So I don't know. I think you still need to keep them and trust them, but maybe in a couple.
Right now, you can't trust anyone in defense.
It's a bit difficult.
They either don't play or they're conceding. So you just have to guess, go with your gut, basically. And this is what I think these 3 or 4 defenders will do well for the rest of the season. So I'm going to stick with them regardless. And then hopefully over the course of a few game weeks, it averages out, basically.
Yeah. I was just looking at the fixtures. I think the biggest fixture is Spurs United. So Bruno, maybe captaincy choice out of question. Like you can still keep him if you want to really like take that. I wouldn't say risk, but if you really think, believe that he's going to score against Spurs, but maybe I would keep him in my team and just maybe like, not captain him. But captaincy picks, even Kane, I think, I'm not saying it's out of question because last time this reverse fixture, Kane and Son ran right at Old Trafford. So you can still keep him as a captain. I would keep both of them in your team. I don't know if I'd captain either of them. Even the West Ham have a tough fixture against Leicester. So like Lingard as well, we're not sure. And then, I think it boils down to Salah as captain for me because he's playing Aston Villa. Then Man City, it depends who's going to start. Kevin De Bruyne, will he start? Will he not start? Gundogan, will he start? Raheem Sterling, maybe. But apart from that, I think it's a bit difficult. For me, I would probably go Salah in terms of captaincy.
Who would have thought Salah would be bang on for captaincy after all these weeks?
Yeah, just looking at the fixtures, but you can be wrong as well, right? Like in these big games, you might have a high scoring big game, like a Spurs United could be like a 3-2 or something, and Bruno or Kane getting involved. So you could just stick with them if you're like very loyal, but I would just probably go a bit looking at the fixtures and go Salah. But again, will Klopp play Salah? Will he rest him? Because there's a huge game coming up at Anfield against Real Madrid. Will he play him? That's also a question. So I'm not.
But the question is, do you play him? So for this week, okay, you can captain him and then vice captain someone like Kane, maybe. But in the long term, it's like it doesn't matter if he doesn't play this week. He'll be playing for the run-in for the season because Liverpool still have a chance to get into the top 4 if they play, if they try to win all their matches. So you're right, absolutely. But like you always say, keep a long-term view.
Yeah, of course, keep a long-term view. I'm just looking at the captaincy picks, and I don't know, maybe keep him captain, keep Kane or Bruno vice captain just in case. But because I'm not sure if he's going to start. Mane hasn't been clinical enough to be honest with you. He hasn't impressed me as much this season. He needs to improve that. He gets into really good positions. So from Jota, will he start?
Jota
can be a captaincy pick. Will he start? If he does, or he's gonna rest him for the Champions League. I'm not sure because of the Champions League, but the thing is also Liverpool don't have that much squad depth like City do, and they have to fight for top 4 as well. They can't just put all their eggs in the Champions League and win it. They need to try to make top 4 in the Premier League so that they can qualify for the Champions League. So I think one of Jota and Salah will play. Both also might probably play. I'm not confirmed, but they both might play as well. So I think Jota is an excellent pick. He's in great form. Scored a brace at the weekend, and he's looking really good.
Definitely, and
Diego got the assist as well in the Champions League. I think the Salah goal. Yeah,
I think he's maybe the signing of the season for Liverpool. I think he's been unlucky with injury, but he's proven time again, like you don't have to be a superstar to have an impact at Liverpool. Like Mohamed Salah wasn't a superstar. Sadio Mane was not a superstar, right? They became superstars at Liverpool, and Klopp has that kind of ability to take someone who's on the cusp of being great, and Jota seems to be the latest addition in that. And this season, like his biggest issue was injury, but maybe going into the next season, he can become a bang-on starter for many people in the FPL, right? So, and he's a really good player. Like he didn't come out of anywhere. If you've been following the Premier League, you've heard about him. His time at Wolves was really productive, but he's just taken Liverpool by storm. And I think he's just the beginning. I think he can become a must-have asset in the future, not just this season, but going forward.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and his goal scoring ability is just unbelievable. And he's he's playing that role like Salah and Mane did initially in in the peak years of Liverpool. I mean, they're still like the last couple of years, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the last couple of years, he's scoring those goals, and I think that was something missing. He might replace Firmino up top, but I think his goal scoring ability has been outstanding. Arsenal have really good fixtures. Last time I told everyone to pick Leeds players. That didn't really work out. Like, it was okay. They scored a couple of goals, but it didn't really, really work out as I would have liked to. Do you target that Sheffield fixture again? Maybe, maybe not, because Arsenal are also iffy. But if you do, I think the likes of Lacazette, Aubameyang, I know he's been inconsistent. Maybe Pepe Saka is injury-ish. I don't know if he's fully fit. Odegaard, I think Odegaard. I would go Odegaard. Arsenal, even a captaincy pick, differential. Odegaard, I think I would do that. Sheffield is a good fixture for Arsenal.
I think Arsenal, like, I think we have this meme, like, going with Arsenal is not a good idea. They're not really performing in the last few seasons. But, I think a couple of seasons ago, Aubameyang was a really good pick to have, and he did really well. So I think it's a good, not punt, but it's like a good strategy. Like, it's an alternative strategy to have Arsenal players in your squad and see and take advantage. Like, Liverpool and Arsenal probably have the two best run-ins in terms of pure green fixtures. So there's no harm in taking Odegaard. Don't take two Arsenal players. Take one. Pick him if you have a slot. There are great performing players at that price range. Like, and I think he's a bit expensive, but like Lingard and Rafinha are must-haves. It doesn't matter even if you're wildcarding this week. If you don't want to have them, or you have some issue with them, or you just don't have the budget for every reason, Odegaard is a great choice. Yeah, I agree. But don't pick too many Arsenal players. I think wait and see. Sorry, I didn't. Again, it doesn't come. I don't mean it intentionally. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would go. Yeah, probably pick one. I agree with you. Like, because you don't know. Like, I think the fixture is amazing this week, and they have some really good fixtures in the run-in. But form also plays a part. Arsenal have been inconsistent, but I just feel this because the likes of United and Spurs are playing against each other. Chelsea, attacking wise, haven't provided too much. That's why I would probably go with an Arsenal pick. I would probably go with an Odegaard if I could. Chelsea are playing Palace. I think they have to forget about last game week. Don't get scarred from that. Even though it's very, very if you had like three defenders, I'm really sorry about that. But I think they're playing Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace like to attack, so Chelsea on the counter can provide a threat. Will they concede also is a question, because I'm sure even though it was 10 men, some confidence would have gone out. But I think they need to reassure themselves that with 11 men, they can defend better and take it from there. But I think they'll get a few chances here and there. Werner hasn't been that great. He provided assist in the last game. Pulisic, I think, got injured or something. So, Chelsea attacking wise, again, it's a bit iffy. You can, if you want to take
I would stay away. I'm going to stop this train and say do not play any Chelsea attackers. Werner has not been doing anything. I'm off him. He's done. Mason Mount is my only
Mason
pick
Mount,
for midfield.
Yeah, Mason Mount maybe.
I'm not going beyond him.
Against Palace, they might. I see maybe scoring a couple of goals, but Chelsea scoring 1 or 2 goals. And if that's the case, then
that was their issue, right? Against West Brom. I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, but it's like they scored 2, but they didn't find anything after 2. And I think that's the thing. They rely on their defense heavily to make sure that 1 or 2 goals is sufficient. They don't seem to have the firepower up front to score 4 or 5 goals right now.
Yeah, I think defenders, I'll stick with them 1 or 2. If you have like the likes of Aspilicueta, I'll still stick with them because I think that was a one-off, hopefully, and probably go with the defense against Crystal Palace. I think I'd back the Chelsea defenders there. But yeah, apart from that, I think that wraps it up. West Brom, Southampton, good fixture. Pereira, if you want him in, 5.6, 5.7, he's good. Danny Ings is in form, and he's a good pick as well, I think.
Don't sleep on him. He's a good pick.
Yeah. He's a good pick. Everton, Brighton. I think Everton at home they're poor, but away from home they are good. Ancelotti sets them up well. Digne, will he provide the clean sheets? I think going forward as well, he's good. He's a good shout. Rodriguez scored a goal in the last game, but can he consistently do that? I'm not sure. And I think away from home they have a better record. So if you do have like Calvert-Lewin or somebody, maybe stick with him. But at home their record has been poor, Everton. So it's been an inconsistent season for a lot of teams. They have to keep backing them. If Fulham playing Wolves, if you have Pedro Neto, go for it. It was nice to see Fabio Silva score, but I think he's missed a lot of chances this season. He has to improve on his finishing, and unfortunately, when Jimenez comes back, I think the likes of Neto and even Podence will be a really good shout. But right now, I think you stave off them unless you are playing like a free hit and it's a good fixture against Fulham. But yeah, I wouldn't go there. But any word? I think Madison is back. He came on as sub in the last game. Any word on Grealish and Madison? Would you just watch them for another week, and if Grealish comes back, and then pick one of these two?
Grealish isn't fully back, so I would watch Aston Villa and see how they perform. Maybe even this week or next week. His price is such that it's okay. You can swap him in and bring him in. Madison, again, my personality is a bit more conservative, so I'd wait and see. But if you want to, if you're really hot on Leicester, you can go for Madison this week.
I think Madison's inclusion is good for Vardy fans as well, Vardy managers. I think because he will definitely create those chances and allow Vardy to go in. Because Vardy is a bit deeper, I think, with Madison out there, and Nacho is getting the goals. But I think with Madison back, I think Vardy might get back to his usual stuff. He only has 6 open goals though this season, which is a bit worrying. But I think he will provide the goals, Vardy, as long as he's fit. Yeah, I think that wraps it up. Any last thoughts? Captaincy pick, I'm probably gonna go either Salah or Odegaard. Your thoughts on
I don't know. Like I this week I don't have anything because I still have to build my wildcard team. I have to wildcard this week, so I don't know who I'm going with. I'm gonna I think I might bring in Salah for my wildcard. Now you're tempting me. So I think Salah, otherwise Kane.
Yeah, good week to play your wild card, and I think next game week is a double game week for Spurs as well. So watch out for that. If you want to pick a couple of Spurs players, I know they're not in the greatest of form, but because there's a double game week coming, you might want to add Son. Like you made that point in the beginning. I said no, but I might have to think about it because of the double game week. So make sure you look at the fixtures coming ahead. If you're playing the game, your wild card, look at the next few fixtures as well, not just this week's fixtures. But I think apart from that, we covered a lot of bases today. Thank you so much for joining me. Any last thoughts?
Nope. I think we're good to go for this week.
All right. Thank you, man. And best of luck for this game week.
You too, man. Take care.